Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you might be. I was recently contacted by a client who needed to show a worksheet in a different way. His initial worksheet had a description and a value column with months in the description duplicated and values which he wanted to look like this. So what was needed were no duplicate months and the values separated by commas. So it was a tricky little exercise, and there was a bit of a walk around involved because there is no formula which will do that automatically for you. And the other problem, of course, is that in a cell or cells, you'll see that the commas actually text, and therefore we need to make certain that we can set things up so that the numbers can be statistically calculated if need be. So let's see what the solution was. First of all, we start off with this. Now the first thing, I want to delete the duplicate months. Nice and easy. I'm going to use the delete key, because if I use any other delete duplicate method, the values will be deleted along with the cells that are deleted. Now the next move is to format the value so that we have a comma following each number. So we need to drag down through the cells, and probably we'll drag down through a few extra so that we don't need to keep custom formatting those cells with commas. And with the cells selected, I then go to the Home tab and click the selection button in the bottom right hand corner and go to Custom, and the one I want is not general but a 0 followed by a space followed by a comma in double quotes, and when I press enter, there are my cells with commas. So far so good. Now the next step is to get the numbers for each month next to each other and separated by commas so that they run across thus. And the way we do that is this. First of all, we select the data for a month, any one month at a time, and we right click on a cell and copy, and then we right click in the cell just to the right, and in the paste special group that appears, I want to choose transpose, because that will now show me the transposed numbers. Now they run across in different cells. We'll press escape to get rid of the marching ants, and we'll do the same thing with the month of May in this case. So right click, copy, right click, transpose, press escape, drag down through them and delete them. Now what we want to do is to get the values here next to each other. So what I'll do is to drag the cells across by selecting, and then with a four-headed arrow just drag one cell to the right. I could have selected all of the cells at the time and done them all at the one time, but let's not worry about that. And the next thing I'm going to do is to click away and select the columns that have numbers in them and use best fit. And there I see I have 1, 2, 3. Now the 4 and the 5 are okay. There are only two numbers there, so they've fitted in nicely. And let's make sure that the system works for new data. So now we'll say June, and the numbers for June will say 7 and 8. Notice that the commas appeared because remember I custom formatted a number of cells. Now what we're going to do, same procedure. I'm going to drag down through them, right click and copy, right click in the cell just to the right and transpose. Escape to get rid of the marching ants, delete them, and there is my answer. All I need now to do is to drag across and there we are. That's the solution to the problem. I suggest that for appearance sake, because it looks a little bit messy around here, it's entirely up to you. Of course, you could format the width of these columns all to be the same width as those, but it depends on whether they're what the size of the digits is. So what we're going to do is click on View, and we'll say take the grid lines off, and there we are. So that's how I would suggest that it be done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has proven worthwhile if ever you need to use that particular format, and many people do, strangely, so that's fine. Just one final thing in passing. I mentioned that we had to be using formats that enable calculations to be made. So let's say that I wanted a label here, total, for particular cells, and so I wanted to add the cells here. What I'll do, I'll go to the Home tab, click on the Auto Sum button, and because they are numbers, specially formatted, Control Enter, there is my answer, 6 with a comma. So what I'm going to do is to not use custom there, I don't want the comma, so I'll just use number, and I'll delete the 2 decimal places by decreasing the decimals in that cell, and there is my solution. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.